Welcome to Forbes Talks Shop, the series where we sit down with fascinating people to uncover the products, tools, and rituals that power their success. I'm Kim Peiffer, and in each episode, we go beyond the surface to learn what really keeps top performers inspired, productive, and balanced. Today, we're joined by Heidi Merrick, entrepreneur, fashion designer, and style authority. We'll talk about the products that fuel her mornings, the tools that keep her at the top of her game, and the unexpected essentials she carries every day. Let's get into it. Heidi, it's so great to have you here. I am thrilled to talk to you.
This is so awesome to be here. What an incredible honor. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So I know you have a lot going on, so let's get right into it. I want to know what you are most excited about in terms of your business and what you all have going on.
Right now is 20 years that I've been in business.
Wow.
So it's really brought on this sort of deep reflective quality. 20 years is a long time for a woman of my age. No, I'm joking. But it is a long time. So I've really been trying to figure out what I'm really proud of in my work, and what really hit and what didn't hit, and doing that so that I can re-release it this year. Mm-hmm. 06 is the first year I sold clothes, so I'm excited in 2026 to re-release some of those pieces, maybe at that time at most 50 women knew of me, 50 women wore my clothes, and now it's
in 2006. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring back some bestsellers, and it's really sort of invigorated the studio to go through the archives and get stuff.
That's so fun.
Yeah, so that's what we're working on.
So what can you tell us, what sort of pieces you're bringing back?
It's so interesting because last night I was walking through New York, and I was a young girl in New York, and I had that thought, I wish I could have told myself as an art student that your work and the things you draw, thousands of women will wear, that it was
crazy.
It's kind of crazy to think. And I had this moment in fashion school where I was sketching a little skirt, and my pattern maker teacher was like, Heidi, why don't you pattern what you sketch? And I'm like, I am patterning what I sketch. And I was doing sort of an exact layered skirt. And she was like, you're crazy. My sketches are crazy. I'm wild with a pen. And the skirt I had drawn had the waves in it, like wind, and she was like, why don't you pattern the wind? And I was like, that is the most amazing idea. Her name is Gail. And I named it the Gail skirt, and I released it in every collection for 20 years.
No way.
In a different iteration. And so I'm redoing the first Gail gown, and Yvette, my daughter, she's 15, and she's just at that age where she can wear my clothes. We went to a local hotel for dinner, and we wore the original two gowns I made. I was in orange, and hers was in blue. And we wore, it was actually my 50th birthday dinner, and it was pretty beautiful.
So chic.
So chic. And then I'm re-releasing that so everyone, can kind of see it. And all those things have just such a deep history for me. It's very exciting to revisit,
Absolutely. And tell me more about how you kind of got your start. What was your vision in the beginning, and what prompted you to kind of start your own thing?
When I got married, I made my wedding dress with my mom.
Did you?
Yeah, and she was the seamstress. She was really great on a sewing machine. So I hand basted everything, and then she would sew it, and then I ripped it and cut it and did all these crazy things. It was a gorgeous dress. It sounds wilder than it was. But on my wedding day, a woman came up to me and said, you're wasting your life. You should not be doing what you're doing. You should be making dresses.
You're wasting your life. That's
she
a powerful statement.
She wasn't the nice. No, she's a great lady, and I credit her with being able to speak to me in an honest way, and that's what I hear. And I really took that in. Do I have a purpose? Do I have something I'm very good at? Is this a calling? And it really, in that moment, it felt like a calling. And because my mom had sewn the dress, because my mom had those skills, when they began their surf business, my family makes surfboards. So I knew that I wanted to sort of be a craftsman. I knew that I wanted to sort of master what a dress was, what sewing was, what construction was. So I got married in October, and by that January, I was in LA Trade Tech.
Wow.
Yeah, to learn to make clothes. And I spent 2 years. And at LA Trade Tech, you're learning to be a tradesperson. You're really learning to sew, to grade, to mark, to do the patterns, to do everything. And so that really enabled me to have a brand that was homemade. not homemade, but it was me for the first 3 years that patterned every piece, that sewed every sample.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of awesome when you have a dress on the market that you know you did the first tucks in, you know, you did the beginning pinnings in, you laid down, that's what sewed.
So let's dive into your work day. I'm sure they all look a little bit differently, and I'm sure you're all over the place, but how do you typically start your mornings? What's the first thing you reach for?
Well, I mean, obviously, because I'm an adult in 2025, the first thing I reach for is my phone.
Of course.
And then if I'm awake, inevitably my dog comes on the bed, and then my son comes on the bed, and then we're all there. And usually it's a wrestling match. But I mean, I hate to admit that I look at my numbers every morning. You know, the sales.
Your
from
sales
the day
numbers?
before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I hit analytics pretty hard, like to understand what's trending and what's not, and what should be selling and what isn't selling. So, and that sort of dictates my day. You know, that's something that took 20 years for me to learn, that really what the customer is buying and looking for is what I pay attention to. You know, from there, I'm never afraid if the day gets overwhelming with things like emails and stuff that aren't my forte. I'll definitely do a work day from bed.
Nice.
I have zero qualms of being like, this is too much. I'll get my sketch pad, lay in bed, and like do pound it out, because I have a big team, and half the team's in Summerlin and half the team's in Los Angeles. So it helps to be able to be sort of centered, talking to everybody from my bed.
I love that.
Yeah.
I would like to emulate that in my life.
I just think it's good to admit to women that like you can have a business, you know, on a sort of global level, and put your family first, and put like taking care of yourself a little bit. And if it's overwhelming, you don't always have to show up and look amazing.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me more about your bed desk setup. What kind of sheets do you use? Are you
that's
like
that's
really into
interesting.
pillows? Tell me all the specifics.
Well, my bedroom has like, I have bookshelves all around me, so I'm always, I don't fear being bored. When I'm bored is when emotions and downloads and ideas all come. But that said, I have a fear of that not coming, so I always have books, picture books and reading books near me. You know, so my bed is surrounded by books. And I read it like you do, like normal people do TV, like just a chapter here, a sentence
really?
there. Oh, yeah.
So you rotate.
I'm like the most ADHD reader in the world.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, okay, your bed setup, you're working from your bed a lot, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
What are the surroundings like? Tell me about your sheets, your dresser, like your side tables. What else is in there? What's the lighting like? Give me a visual.
My bedroom's amazing because we kind of are on a mesa overlooking the ocean. And
nice.
so I have a little bit of an ocean view. But right when I moved in, I planted these bougainvillea that have made it to the second floor. And I have a 4-poster bed, and one of the bougainvillea branches, because it's Santa Barbara, so it can exist year-round, is making its way to my bed. And
That's
I'm going to
awesome.
let it grow. It's going to be like a secret garden.
Love it.
So it's all windows facing the ocean, really, really ethereal and pretty and great light and comfortable. And I have feather everything.
I mean, why would you ever leave that? It sounds like a
very
dream.
difficult to leave. But my joy, like when I feel the most myself, when I really know who I am and feel sort of in the zone, is when I work out of my LA studio. So I often take the train from Carpinteria to Los Angeles downtown, and my studio head will pick me up, and then we'll just work all day, and then they put me back on the train, and then I go home.
That's awesome. And what is the setup like there? What's your desk setup there?
So I've been trying for 15 years to take the room next to me.
Really?
Yeah, and I got it like 3 months ago. We confirmed, and it's not even set up yet, but it's a corner room, and it faces the Eastern Building where Johnny Depp used to live.
Oh, yeah.
That beautiful blue downtown. It's just such an extraordinary view. So I'm very excited to get that set up. For 20 years of being a fashion designer, my desk would sit with swatches and patterns and magazines behind me, but in front of me, I had a perfect view of my sample sewer, Artemio, who's been with me, I think, for 18 years.
Wow.
So he's sewed every sample since I stopped sewing the samples. And we still face each other. And he speaks Spanish and I speak English, and neither of us speak the opposite. But we are best friends. It's so crazy because we talk to each other. Like sometimes things happen and I'll just look up at Artemio and we'll have a moment. Both of us will cry. Sometimes we've gone through a lot together.
Yeah.
You know, so
As you would in 2 decades, you know?
yeah, and I don't know that when we move into this new space that I've tried so hard to get, I don't know if I want him out of my view because it's been so lovely.
Yeah.
You know, and it's lovely to think that he's made samples that some of the most beautiful women in the world has worn, you know, and from a drawing of mine and a sketch and cutting and sewing and our weird communication. I mean, it's really feels sort of magical to have that as my desk view. So I don't know what will be next.
Yeah, desk view. Okay, so what else is like? What do you use to like fuel your productivity? Do you have a favorite pen because you're big into sketching, or pencil because you're big into sketching? What are like your staples?
What are those blue? My design pens have always been those blue with the black, and my dad used those when he was shaping surfboards. And I think I just was like, oh, those are the pencils you use. And I've used those pencils for 20 years, and they vary from softness to hardness, you know. And the soft ones are great to sketch with, you know, and great to use, and the hard ones are terrible and you can't see.
Yeah.
And those are the only ones that live in existence as the world goes. The one you like is like, I don't know. There's a gnome that steals those. That's my pencil. I have hundreds of sketchbooks. I have sketchbooks everywhere. I have sketchbooks in Summerlin. I have sketchbooks. That's where our flagship store is, in Summerlin. I have sketchbooks in Carpinteria all around my bed, and I have them downtown LA. So
how do you start your mornings? Are you an early riser? Are you a coffee drinker? Like, how do you get going in the morning, and what does that look like?
I start my mornings from bed, like everybody else. My husband brings me coffee because he's really amazing. I use a leaner creamer. When I use creamer, my goal is to go black, but I'm just not hardcore.
I'm the same.
Yeah. I wait and I listen to my daughter getting ready for school so that I can be there to say things. And sometimes she talks on the phone with her girlfriends, and it's kind of lovely and important for me to just sort of be there. And I cut in. I'm not eavesdropping. I'm just like getting that little bit of time I know I'm going to have with her. And then I sort of figure out whether she wants me to make breakfast or not. Sometimes I will and sometimes I don't. And then I drive her to school. My son's going to school earlier than my daughter right now, so I let him I let my husband deal with him.
Can't do it all.
Yeah, she's 15 too, and it's like my window is so small that I'll do anything. So if I plan to go to LA, which I often do, and she says, will you do thus and so at 4 o'clock? I just won't go. And my team's lovely. I'll say I'm so sorry, but Yver needs me, and that's that.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of that, and then I have chickens, which I've told you about. I have chickens, and I also have a worm farm. So when I finally get alone, I let the chickens out, and they follow me around because they're my best friends. And then I do some worming, which is like you pour. Do you know what a worm farm is?
No.
It's like boxes. My friend Sarah Gruey taught me how to do it, where you have these boxes and you put a jar of worms in, and then you feed them leftover plants and food. And then you pour water through it, and it creates this beautiful tea that makes your garden grow. It's pretty awesome.
Wow.
So basically, I worm my garden, so spend some time doing that, spend some time with the chickens, do little things, and then get my day going.
I love it. And then if you say you have a really important meeting or a Forbes interview or something.
Like an interview with Forbes.
What's your power wardrobe? What do you really gravitate towards in terms of style that really make you feel confident?
I have to be honest, because by the time I wear something, I've been working on that piece for 2 years. You know, we do our collection made in Los Angeles. Every ready-to-wear piece, aside from knits, is made in Los Angeles. So that means I've spent a year working on the silhouette, and then usually another 6 months balancing it with light and color. And so by the time it comes out, I'm sort of already wishing I'd had it. You know what I mean? I've worked my way through. So I'm always in season. I'll always wear what is in season for me. And usually it's the sample before it comes out because I'm like, wow, we haven't released the da-da-da. For me, it feels like years
Forever.
before something comes out of production, you know? And when it goes, we use local sew houses. We cut in-house, and we have probably 10 different sew houses that sew just for us. And when it goes to the sew house, I feel it away from me. You know, I'm waiting for that piece to come back because I don't really like taking the sample.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm needing. So that said, I had things overnighted. I had a pair of pants overnighted that I didn't wear.
Of course. It always works out
You know
that
what
way.
that is? I never pre-plan what I'm going to wear. It always has to be sort of the feeling of the day.
In the same way.
I've worn this top 6 times for sure in
Yeah.
the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm the same way where I don't pre-plan and it's kind of my mood and what I'm feeling that morning, and that's what happens, you know?
Yeah. I've never been one of, I put so much planning into the clothes that it would be ridiculous at this point if I
Yeah.
was like, and then I'm going to wear that. I just have the clothes
And you just figure it out.
yeah. That said, if I'm bopping around town, if I'm being, you know, the Carpinteria version of Heidi, you know, picking up from school, and we have an apple farm, dropping by the farm, whatever, I do a lot of, we have these Baptiste pants. It's just like the name of our pant. I wear those pants and a cashmere sweater, our daily sweater. So the daily sweater is just sort of a basic fit that is like what a fashion designer wears. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
wear that in black. The whole outfit in black with tennis shoes or wellies. Yeah.
And what about, so this is a challenge always for me, always, even though I travel so much, packing. So if you're
Yes.
traveling, what are the essentials you bring with you?
So I just want to brag because I did come to this interview.
Please do.
I came to be interviewed about fashion,
Yeah.
okay, in New York with Forbes, and I only brought a carry-on.
I am very impressed.
Thank you.
And what's in that carry-on?
I'm
Tell me
impressed
all.
with myself. I brought 4 versions of this pant, except for the one that had to be overnighted. So this is the Chaplin pant, like an oversized pant that's waisted that will look good casually or dressed up. I brought 2 versions of this shirt, a bathing suit because I'm ridiculous.
I never leave home without a bathing suit. You never know.
I never leave home without a bathing suit. And I'm a water baby. By nature, I feel more
too.
comfortable once I'm in water. Yeah.
What about like skincare essentials?
I use mostly sunscreens every day, tinted sunscreens. Right now I have Say.
California. Say is so good.
It's lovely.
What does your wind down time look like? When you're stressed, how do you deal with that? Is that a book? Is that a podcast? Is that, you know, a workout class? How do you kind of manage all of that?
For me, and I think I was raised this way, and I think it's very true to my soul, it's always nature.
Really?
So, yeah, I have the mountains or the ocean. So my favorite thing to do, and the main thing I'll do if I need to know myself, is go on a long paddle. So I'll start stand-up paddling in the ocean. So I'll start sort of up the coast and go down the coast, and sometimes it'll be a 3-hour ride because there's just the ocean and the sky. And there's a world going on under the ocean, and there's, you know, all the elements of the sky. And it just sort of, for me, pulls everything out. And that's when ideas drop in. That's when I feel sort of relaxed and able to hear and see what's going on in my own life, what's going on in work in the collection. It's just that is sort of what I need to do. I also have, you know, we have an apple farm just down the road from our house. And we have little structures on it. We have a library. We have a little surf shack that's a bathroom. And we have goats. And
I love it.
We have goats, horses. There's some sheep. I can go and hold baby goats.
I mean,
I
ideal.
can go and eat and pick apples. It's really a beautiful sort of cosmic place that really centers me.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't want to say I'm just sea and not land, because I do. I love being on the land. It's really,
You like outside. You like nature.
I like
you know?
being outside. I'm a sleep with the windows open person.
I love that.
Yeah.
speaking of that, let's talk about evening routine. So you're done for the day, maybe. Some people never can turn it off. I'm one of those people. But when you're trying to wind down for the day, evening routine, kids are home, what does that look like for you?
My cure is always a British murder mystery.
Really?
Yeah, if I'm sort of freaked out about something or whatever, it's a British murder mystery in nature where like there's a little bit of intrigue. I never follow what's happening. My son watches them with me and he's like, I know who did it. And I'm like, what's happening in this one? You know, like a lot of Father Brown, a lot of weird, sort of the slower it is, the more we love it. So the evening is always about the kids, you know, getting that sorted. And my daughter goes to a school that goes late, so I have to pick her up late sometimes. And my main goal in life is to be awake when she comes home. So sometimes she'll have study hours till 10, which is insane. 10 o'clock?
That's insane.
I'm a 50-year-old woman. 10 o'clock at night is like
Lights out.
destructive. I light a lot of candles at night too.
Do you? I love candles.
I don't like to have lights on and whatever. And blue light and all that stuff right before I go to bed. I mean,
Any
even
particular candles?
I do a lot of colored taper candles.
Nice.
You know, right now it's like a mossy green. I literally just got a box of 60 mossy green. Should I know the label? I don't know. I ordered it from the interweb.
The interweb. I love it. All right. And then when you go to bed in the evening, are you like a sound machine? I don't think you are. I can already know the answer to this, but are you a sound machine girl? Are you a sleep mask girl?
No, if I can't see the stars at night, I freak out.
Really?
Yeah. So I redesigned my bedroom so that the bed could be near enough to the windows that I can see the stars. I just think it sort of centers me in the universe.
I'm excited for everything you have coming up. Anything else you want to share about what you're releasing next year?
We are launching, I have a collection of sort of unisex surfwear, and we've worked really hard to get Los Angeles production for the surfwear. So it's sweatshirts and tees and stuff like that are both boy-girl, which I think is very cool and kind of the way the surf kids dress.
Yeah.
And what I've seen in the industry for a long time is that never has American production, which to me doesn't really speak of the ethos of a surfer. It doesn't have to be in America and it doesn't have to be in Los Angeles, but the ethos is sort of living where you are and living where you are well. And so for me, that surfwear doesn't usually come from where the designer is or where the company is based is a disappointment. So it's taken me probably 5 years to get production sort of rolling in the way that we can make clothes that'll sell at a price point that kids can afford here. So next year we're really launching the Surf LA website. And since I have 2 kids, it's an appropriate time for them to wear it and for me to sort of be in that younger culture and see what they wear and see how they wear it and give it a different future, a future that is more sustainable. You know, it shouldn't be an $18 T-shirt made on the other side of the world by child slaves, you know, and a lot of the time that's just the fact of what it is.
Yeah.
And there's nothing as important or lovely as when it's in your space, you know, when it's your people.
All right, now we're going to move into super fun round of this or that. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Pilates class or strength training?
I would never do either. Oh, do I have to choose one?
No.
Do I have to choose one?
No.
I would do strength, but not in a class.
You would do stand-up paddleboarding.
Yes.
Okay, that's a fair answer.
Okay, yeah.
Weekends unplugged or weekends catching up?
Unplugged.
Pen and paper to-do list or productivity app?
Oh, pen and paper. Are you kidding?
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Open floor plan or cozy rooms?
Cozy rooms.
Stylish sunglasses or statement watch?
Sunglasses. That was obvious. Yeah.
Tailored suit or classic black dress?
Tailored suit. I would say tailored suit for me.
And flats or heels?
Oh, flats.
Boom, we're done.
Oh, easy. Those are great questions.
Yes. I love this or that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. This was great. Thank you so much for chatting with me, and I'm excited to follow all your future endeavors.
I'm excited too. Thank you so much. It's
Thank
been
you.
lovely.
Check out Heidi's favorite products in the description. And don't forget to subscribe for more episodes of Forbes Talks Shop.